Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. At the beginning of the year I posted this video in which I declared that in 2025, just like in 2024, my aim is to wear everything in my wardrobe at least one time. Now, even though we're only 6 months into the year, I do have some ideas for this or about this moving forward into 2026. I will get into that at a different time. Today though, I want to give you the roughly 6-month update on how my Wear Everything in 2025 is going. Now, for full transparency, I am filming this on the 3rd of July, meaning we are 6 months and 3 days into the year. And today, yesterday, and the day before, all of the items I wore were newly worn for the year, also newly acquired for the year, but newly worn for the year. So for these stats to be perfectly accurate for 6 months, like the actual 6-month mark, I have counted as if these past 3 days of outfits have not been worn. Like those pieces have not been used. I'm gonna go through my items and show you the pieces I have yet to wear this year. But first, I want to give you the numbers. I have 123 items in my wardrobe, which includes outerwear, its bottoms, its tops, its full body like dresses or overalls, but I'm not tracking my loungewear, my PJs, my workout clothes, underwear, socks, tights, any of those kinds of things, and I'm not tracking accessories. That might be something I change for 2026, but for now, I don't track those things. Out of these 123 items, I have not worn 43 of them, which is just under 35%. It's 34.9 something percent, so I'm just going to say 35 for the easy math of it, which means that 6 months in, I have worn 65% of my wardrobe and not the remaining 35. I do feel okay with that. We have not yet had proper summer, even though it's July. It's not been very warm, so I do have some summery maybe just summery pieces that I have not yet worn. For example, a pair of shorts that are down here. But we have had all seasons apart from that. So we've had winter, which was cold. We have had spring, which is similar temperatures to fall, typically. I mean, it's going from cold to warm or warm to cold, but we've not yet had those warmer temperatures. We have had a couple of days of them, but not much. I do feel all right about the 35% though. Again, my goal is to wear everything, so I have 6 months to wear the remaining 35%, and I think I can manage. I really think I can. Now we're going to go through the racks and the drawers I have down here, and I think there's a pretty good balance between things that are new to me that I have not worn and things that are old to me that I have not worn. So it's not just new things that haven't gotten worn, and it's not just old things that have been sort of replaced by the new shiny stuff. But let me walk you through the things I have not worn. Starting, I suppose, with this outfit. I acquired both of these pieces yesterday on July 2nd, so I didn't have them at the 6-month mark. They are a pair of linen and viscose blend trousers, which are long and nice and high-waisted and fit really well, and I'm really happy with them. And this viscose top, which has a lot of flowers on it in different bright, bold colors. I like it a lot. We also have this dress, which I wore on the 1st of July. This I got in Japan. You can see my Japan haul up here. And I wore it for the first time on the 1st of July. I love this so much, but I will be removing it from the rack for simplicity's sake, so I don't show it to you twice. And the final piece that I have worn in July and not earlier is this dress. I wore that yesterday, also not counted, currently in the wash. But let's move on to the racks now, and I'm just going to go from this side over and talk a little bit about the items that I have not yet worn. First up, we have this white button down, and this might be a little bit surprising to you because I do love my white button downs. I say that all the time, and it is true. I do have a lot of them. I have worn all of these so far this year, but not this one. This is not one I tend to wear in summer, or at least not in the warm weather, and even though we haven't been having warm weather, I still have not been reaching for this one. This is more of a fall, winter, early spring, I suppose, kind of piece for me. It's a little bit thicker, has a little bit of a puff sleeve, and it has this gorgeous, like, embroidery on it. Can you see that? I hope you can. Where are we going? There we are. But for some reason, I did not reach for this in winter either, or early spring. I don't know why, but it will get worn. I'm pretty sure that this will get worn. I mean, my aim is to wear everything. I will wear everything, but not sure why this wasn't worn earlier this year. Next up, we have this white vest that I got just the other day. It was still June when I got it, so it should be counting, which I just realized the 2 pieces I'm wearing should not be counting because I didn't have them before July. Either way, I digress. This is a kind of long white vest that is a denim fabric. It's quite stiff, it's quite thick, and I have styling ideas for this, but I'm also lacking a little bit in styling ideas for it. I saw it in a thrift store last week, and I was like, oh, I can't bother trying anything on. And then I kept walking around, and then I found some things, and I was like, oh, okay, fine, these feel worth trying on. And so on my way to the fitting room, I beelined past where this was and took it with me, and then I tried it on, and I was like, yeah, I like it. I've never styled anything like this before. I've never really worn anything like this before, especially since it's longer. Like cropped things or like normal waisted things. Is it waisted when it's a top? Either way, that's not weird to me, but this, since it is long, you can't really see because my pants are really high-waisted today, but this is like probably halfway down my butt when I wear it. And so I debated a bit, do I want it, do I not want it? It felt a little expensive. It was around $10, which is not expensive, but it felt kind of a lot for this. That is also a slightly more expensive thrift store than some of the other ones I tend to go to, but I put it back and then I paid for the stuff I got. I left, I went into the store next door, which was a grocery store. I had to pick up a few things for that weekend, and then I couldn't stop thinking about the vest. And so I went back in and got it on the way out. I haven't worn it yet, but I have some ideas and I hope they will look good. If not, I hope I can think of new ideas for how to wear this. Moving on down, we actually passed all of the beige. I have worn all of the beige clothes, which is not a lot of beige, but up until recently, beige was not really a color I used to go for. Now I've acquired a few pieces. I'm happy to see that I'm wearing them. And the next piece we have is actually a different vest. This I got in January at a thrift store near my brother, which was closing down. And I tried this on. I also got this shirt there, this pink shirt that you've seen a few times before. I tried this on and I did like the fit of it, but I have not reached for it since. I don't know what that's saying about me or it, but I do have, I keep talking about it on and off, but I do have like a Hobbit core video idea for the future at some point, and I think this will look really good for that. Hopefully that is not the only time or the only way that I will wear it, but looking at it with like not my thrift store eyes on, this is not really a color scheme I tend to go for. It's beige and like khaki green, and then it has red in it. Like that. It's not really a color scheme I tend to go for, but I will try to make it work. And if I can't, I will pass it on. Now, interestingly enough, the next item I have here that I have not yet worn is this skirt. If you saw my recent video on my second year of using the app Wearing, this is my most worn skirt in my entire wearing. And that seems weird to me, but that is what the stats are telling me. This is a skirt that I have layered with things before. I have worn it alone, but I've not yet worn it this year. And I personally don't really know if I think it deserves the spot of most worn skirt, because I don't feel that I do wear it to that extent. But I suppose I do, and I suppose that other skirts I have, I don't wear to that extent. Now, I do also quickly want to say that there are a few more items in my wardrobe, apart from those 123. I want to say there are like maybe 7 that are in a mending pile, waiting to be mended. So say I have around 130 items, but since those are not currently here, they're not currently usable, they're not counted in this. I have not worn any of them yet this year though, but I can't be bothered to go actually count how many there are. So for now, 123 is what we're going with. My next item is this dress. This is an H&M dress that I got a number of years ago. I got this dress, but in a smaller size. That got too small for me, and then I just kept searching for this in one size up. I am really glad that I found it in a size up, a size that fits me, but I haven't been using it. I haven't reached for it once this year. And part of it, I think, is because I used to wear it with a black t-shirt that has a little crisscrossy bit in the front. And that I actually set aside at the beginning of the year in my basement box. I put a box in the basement of things that I wanted to sort of temporarily remove from my wardrobe, see if I miss them, see if I need them. That t-shirt has not made it back into rotation yet. It's still in the box. But also, I wonder if it's because this dress is so thin and strappy that it kind of gets lost on the rack behind me, because my object permanence is not great. Next up, we have this dress. And if you saw my Barbiecore video, in the summer of 2023, you might recognize this because I wore it in that. This is not a piece that I wear a lot. I wore it for that video, and then I think I've worn it once or twice in life, you know, outside of videos, but it's not a staple in my wardrobe. It's not something I reach for a lot. Evidently, I've not yet worn it this year, partly though because this is a very, very summery piece to me, and that, she says, pointing to the outside, is not very summery. This dress is also a little bit shorter. You can't really see that, but it's a little bit shorter than I like my dresses to be, and it's shorter on the sides than it is in the front and back. So I tend to layer this with a blue dress, which I have over there, and that is really the only way that I've worn this, at least I can remember, and I don't know the need for this dress in my wardrobe, but I do like it. The thing also, it has a bunch of embroidery on it, and some of that came undone, like quite severely. One of the threads snapped and then it just kind of unraveled. But I do like it. It's very comfortable, but I'm not comfortable in it as its own thing. I do need the layering with it, for it, of it. Also an item from that Barbiecore video is this halter neck dress, which I cannot show you very well with one hand, so I'll just put a picture on the screen for you. This is really pretty. I do think it's a really cute silhouette. I like the crochet on the cups with the fabric of the dress, but it does feel very naked to me. Like, there is a lot of naked skin on like the sides and the back especially, and it's a halter top or a halter cut, which that's my only halter item. I don't have any more of them, which means I don't wear them a lot. That is also an extremely summery piece to me. Gestures vaguely at outside, which is not really providing that summer feel. Next we have this skirt, which I got a few years ago. It's this very preppy, high-waisted, pleated skirt in pink and grey and a little bit of black. I think this is so cute. Like I said, it is very preppy, but this kind of preppy I do like on myself. Problem is, this skirt is too small. It was at the beginning of the year. I tried it on recently. It's still too small. I don't think this skirt would look as good if the waistband was reworked, because that's usually a way that you can get around if it's too small, and if it's pleated, you can take out the waistband, you can rearrange the pleats and add a new waistband. But since this waistband is the same fabric as a skirt, and there's so little skirt, there's not a lot of extra fabric to take from to make a new waistband, I might just have to pass this skirt on to someone else because it does not fit me and it's not doing anyone any good hanging in my closet, and clothes are supposed to fit us and not the other way around. Next on this rack, we have this long lilac t-shirt dress that I've had for a few summers now, and I just have not been drawn to this at all. I do like the color, it's not that, but it is a pretty thick t-shirt material, and I don't know if that's why, I don't know if it's the shapelessness of it. I do have a nightgown, very similar in shape to this, but like a floral pattern that is the most comfortable loungewear piece I have at the moment. I'm just not drawn to this, and I also just realized there's a massive stain on it. Interesting, when did that happen? I will see if I can get that stain out, but again, it's not speaking to me, and I've had the opportunity now to wear it this year. I'll hang on to it, especially if I can get the stain out, and see if I can make it work, but it's not really drawing me in, you know? And lastly on this rack, we have something that surprises me. This is a Ralph Lauren shirt that I thrifted a few years ago with these lovely pastel colors on it. Purple and pink and blue and a little bit of like a peachy color. And I've had this, like I said, for a few years. I got it back in February of 23, so 2.5 years. And for a while, I wore this a lot. But I think that one of the only reasons I've styled this in is with light colored denim, light jeans specifically. And if you've been here for a while, you might know that none of my jeans are left in my wardrobe. None of them fit me anymore. I didn't keep them. I do want to look for other ways to style it, and I'm sure there are plenty of ways to do that in my wardrobe. I could even, if I wanted to, put it with this t-shirt dress I just showed you, and it would also cover up the stain on the chest that I just found. So that's an option. I'm sure I also have pants and other bottoms that it could work well with. I do really like it, and it hangs at the very, very end of this rack, so I see it all the time. This is the angle that I come at my clothes from, and yeah, I just want to wear it, but I haven't styled it yet this year. This is, however, something I'm really, really excited about to keep wearing and keep styling. Unlike, for example, this dress or this skirt that doesn't fit. Now we are on to the dresser drawers, and I have a little cardboard divider here that you might be able to see. And I'm not going to pull everything out and show you what I haven't worn yet. I'll just put images of that on the screen for you. But everything on the right of the divider I have worn this year, and everything on the left I have not. So on the left we have 5 items, which is this vest that I got very recently in a thrift store, like most things I get. And it's handmade, it's very lovely. I do really love the colors. I'm not super big on the buttons, they are metal and kind of like coppery in color, but I do really love the colors of the vest. And when I got to the till to pay for this, there was no price tag on it. And usually that store does not sell things unless there is a price tag on it. But the person working in the till was very nice and offered me a price to pay for this, which I happily paid. I would have paid twice that if he'd asked for it. And I just love it a lot. It's just, however, a knit vest, and even though I keep complaining that it's not warm right now, it's also not really cold enough for a knit vest. Moving on, we have this short-sleeved pink cardigan that I've had for a couple of years, also handmade, not by me, and I think this is really lovely. I think I would have had like prime time to wear this, sort of, in like March, April time maybe. But as you might know, I was in Japan for a month between March and April, like mid-March to mid-April. And I did not bring this as part of my 15-piece capsule. It is short-sleeved, which means it could maybe work this season as well, since it is kind of cold, but I have not worn it yet. Cold season or warm season. Next up is this kind of burnt orange knit vest. This is wool, or a wool mix at least, and it's very warm, it's very cozy. I did style it in a video earlier this year as a styling piece, not as in, oh, look at me actually wearing this. So I haven't actually worn it this year, I just used it for that video, which I do not count as having worn it. Then we have my Christmas vest, which perhaps makes sense that I have not yet worn this year. Christmas has in fact not happened yet, and this tends to only get worn in December. Some people might argue that that's not a good piece to keep if I can only wear it in one way or one time of year, but no, I call bull on that. I love this thing so much. It makes me so happy every time I wear it, every time I look at it, and I love it so much. Next to that is this grey vest. This is a thin grey knit vest that I've had for a few years, and with me trying to steer more towards a more colourful wardrobe, it kind of sticks out a little bit. You know, it's grey, it's a dark grey, but I do like the fit of it, or at least I did last time I wore it. I like the shape of it, I think it's very nice. It looked really good with this skirt when I could still wear this skirt, but I hope I have other uses for it now that I can't wear the skirt. Now moving on to pants, shorts and dungarees, we have this drawer. Again, things on the right I have worn, things on the left I have not. And on the left we have 4 pairs of things, 4 pairs of shorts, pants or overalls. Starting with these shorts. I got these at the beginning of June, and I have said plenty of times that I'm not really a shorts person, which I do stand by. I now own these, and I own the beige ones, kind of on the far right, and I have one pair that is a plaid pair that's currently awaiting mending. They're in that mend pile I mentioned before. However, I A, had hopes for a warm summer, and B, wanted comfortable bottoms. I do have many more comfortable bottoms now than I've had in recent years, which I'm very happy about. But I found these when I was out thrifting with Teresa. They spoke to me. I like the color scheme. They are loose, but they have a drawstring waist, so I can make them tighter or looser depending on my need and my want for them. And they're a good length. I feel pretty good in them, but I haven't worn them for real yet. I've just worn them in that fitting room, and I hope to get a chance to wear them soon. Although I do not want the heat wave that is in the south of Europe right now with like 37 degrees or 47 degrees in Spain. Please no. But like 20 to 25 degrees and mostly sunny, I'd be happy with. Not the 13 degrees and wind and rain that we had today. It's July. But moving on from that little rant, we have this pair of white trousers, or possibly white jeans. I have said, and I said earlier in this video, that I'm not wearing jeans, that my jeans no longer fit me and I've parted ways with them. However, I have been on the lookout for a white pair of pants since we were in Japan, and I tried on these, which I loved, but they were A, expensive, they were more money than I wanted to pay, B, they were new, and I'm doing this thing where I'm not buying more than 5 new items, like newly produced items, this year, between September last year and September this year, and they were see-through. so I left them behind. These are also a little bit see-through, but I found them, I really like the fit of them, and I think I can make them work with grey underwear, which I mostly have grey and black, so I hope the grey ones will work. Otherwise, like I mentioned in another video, I don't really mind. I mean, it depends on how visible it is to me, but I don't really mind depending on how it looks. Like the same with a bra strap showing or the line of underwear showing. I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing a bra or I'm wearing underwear. Most people are. Even so, I got these just last week. I put them in the wash. They had a couple of stains on them. And sadly, one of the stains on the waistband did not come out. That could be hidden by a belt if I decide to wear them like that. But I do also hope that over time and with more washing, the stain will come out. Hopefully. Or I guess I can embroider over it, which is always the thing I say and never do, because my husband is the embroiderer, I am not. Next to that, we do actually have a newly produced item that I've bought this year. This is a pair of culottes that I got in Japan. They are remakes, so they're made of old things or old fabric. So they're not new, but they are newer than something I would have gotten secondhand. These are made of wool and have a nice cotton lining inside, which will make them really comfortable and make the wool feel not itchy. But I haven't actually worn them for real yet. I got them in either March or April. I don't remember exactly when in the trip I got them, but it hasn't actually been wool bottoms weather since we got home, which I do appreciate. And speaking of culottes, next to those, we do have a pair that I've had for a few years. These were in at least 2, I want to say, of my capsule wardrobes back in 2022. These are black and grey, or black and white, and beige and brown. And I do really love the look of these, but I debated parting with them when I did my closet clear out earlier in the year because they are snug. They have been getting tighter and I don't know if I can make them work, but I did try them on then. I was like, yeah, I think these are still comfortable enough, so I'm going to hang on to them. But then I ended up not wearing them in the cool months in the beginning of the year, so I certainly hope I will wear them in the second part of cooler months, the second chunk of cooler months towards the end of the year. Here we have a new drawer, but the same system, so everything on the right has been worn, everything on the left has not. On the left, we have 3 items. We have this cardigan, which I got early in the year, and I had really high hopes for it. I think it's really pretty, but then I washed it after I gotten it, and I put it on after it was dry, obviously, and it was just uncomfortable. It is 100% cotton, so it really shouldn't be, but something about it felt really uncomfortable against my skin, and I took it back off that day and put on something else instead, and I haven't tried it since. I do want to give it a second go and hope that it was just a one-time fluke kind of thing, but I really don't know what happened. I really don't know what was wrong with it last time. It is really nice. I do really like it visually. I just also want it to be comfortable on my body. I have really high demands, I know. Now, merged between that and the other white thing in this drawer, I have this striped sweater that I got last winter, so in 2024. I really do like this. It's striped in different colors of pink. It's a very relaxed kind of thing. It's not as dressy as some of my other things. And it's like a whole different style, like its own thing. I have nothing really that I can compare to it. I like the colors. It's pink. I really do like pink. But this year, so far, I just haven't reached for it. And I don't really want to reach for it now in summer because it's like thick-ish knitwear. It's not super thick. It doesn't really scream summer to me, but if the weather does not get its act together soon, one of these days I'll stop complaining about it, I hope. Maybe it will be time to wear it anyway. And on the far left in this drawer, we have something that I got on the same day and same place that I got that white vest I showed you a little while ago. This is a roll neck jumper, a knit 100% cotton white roll neck sweater. And I really liked this when I found it. Again, I've had it for less than a week at this point, and it's not the season to wear this, so I haven't, and I don't feel bad about that. But I have really liked the idea of these sweaters. I've just never found one that I like on me. I always feel like they're strangling me. This, however, had a pretty big roll neck, like it was pretty wide, which I do appreciate. As someone who gets cold very easily, especially in the cold months, I think that this will be a really good addition to my wardrobe, and I'm envisioning this with vests on top, maybe on its own. I also envisioned it under this dress, which I think would look so cute. However, I do think that the dress is a little bit too tight for that, and this sweater is also quite bulky, or like quite boxy, I should say, so I don't think they will look good together in actuality, but the idea of it, mwah, I love it. Moving on to the last drawer, you can sort of see that cardboard divider on the far left / top of the screen. I couldn't frame the camera very well here. There is nothing beyond it. These are all the things that are in this drawer. These are all of my t-shirts and tank tops, and one knit sleeveless thing that I sort of count as a tank top. There are no unworn pieces left in this drawer, but there's also not a lot of pieces in it because I don't have a lot of this category. I do have some more in that basement box that I mentioned before, but all of the items in this drawer have been worn. Okay, we are on to the last part of my wardrobe, and I do have a fair few pieces on here. I feel like there's slightly more unworn pieces on this rack compared to the previous rack. Let's go through them. First, we have this skirt that I got in Japan, an Ann Taylor skirt that I got secondhand, as everything else almost that I got in Japan. And I really love the colors of this. I like the length of it. It's a very nice midi length. The only thing about it that I'd like to change at this point are the buttons, which I don't really feel go, but it works. I could definitely wear it with these buttons on. This hasn't been worn yet, partly because I just ironed it. It was very creased after we got home and it was washed, and ironing has not been a priority in our lives the past couple months due to life kind of just happening. I do like this a lot though. I look forward to styling it in the future. Next up we have this button down, which I've had for a few years at this point. I really like the colors on this. I like the print. I like all the different prints that are on it and how it's like a patchworky thing, even though it's just one piece of fabric. It's all very smooth and one thing. And it doesn't have a collar on it, which I do like colors, so I wouldn't mind if this one had one. I haven't used this so far this year. I partly am wondering what bottoms I would pair with this. Maybe the white trousers, but I've gotten so many more bright, bold pattern bottoms, see also this skirt, that I don't really know what to style it with, but I do really like it. I feel like this used to be a bigger staple in my wardrobe than it has been recently, and that's sad. I do want to wear this more, but again, what would I be styling this with? What will I be styling this with? Stay tuned and maybe you'll find out in an upcoming video, let's hope. Next we have this wool skirt, and I do love me a good wool skirt. I also love the colors of this one. It's just so gorgeous. This I got at the same time that I got that preppy skirt that I showed you before, and this also got too small. This, however, my husband, because I asked for his help, did the thing where we just installed a new waistband. Again, he installed it. I did nothing but provide my waist measurement and did the try-ons of it, but I didn't do any of the actual fixing of the skirt. Even so, he added a new elasticated waistband and changed up the pleats a bit to make it fit. Now this is an elastic waistband. It will fit me at different sizes. That part is all well and good. However, the waistband is made of wool, just like the skirt, which I requested it be. We had this scrap turquoisey wool lying around, which I just feel goes very well with the colors of the skirt. However, with it being wool and with it being elasticated, and it has quite a lot of give in it, it's very thick at the top. I do not like how this looks on with the bulkiness of the waistband, and that's entirely my doing. I asked for this. I know what I asked for, but I'm wondering if I can convince him or ask him to mend it again and take out some of the waistband, or like make it flat in the front maybe and just do elasticate it in the back, something like that, or do a stiffer permanent waistband that's just bigger than what it was previously, because I'm not wearing it as it is right now, and that's a damn shame, to be frank, because it's so gorgeous. Granted, it's July. I do not wish to wear this right now, but I do want this to be part of my winter wardrobe. Next we have this sort of shirt thing. I recently thrifted this, which might be why I haven't really worn it yet, or why I haven't worn it yet. I really like the colors on this. I like the fabric. It's very breezy and soft. It's cotton, and it has these nice little toggles on the front. The camera's upside down. The viewfinder is upside down. There we go. It has these, and I think it's really pretty. I think it's really nice. I think it's really pretty. Like I said, I really do like the fabric and the colors. but I'm again wondering how to style it, which maybe I should have thought of before I got it. That is valid. But since I now have so many bottoms, again, that are patterned and colourful, I don't really know what to pair this with, but I do have some shorts, I have my khaki pants, I have my white trousers. I'm sure we can make it work. I just haven't styled it yet. It was also recently ironed. Just putting that out there. Speaking of recently ironed, we have this striped shirt that I also got in Japan. This is so heavy. I don't remember this being so heavy. It is an overshirt, or that is how I'm going to wear it. And I really do like the colors of it. And this will go with many, many things, I'm sure. But I have yet to wear it. I have been talking for very long. I'm going to try to speed up to finish this video. Next up, we have this knit dress. I really do like the color. I do like the fit of it. It doesn't look like much on the hanger, but it does go in a little bit, and then it's a bit of like a skater skirt, or a little bit of a, it's not stiff, but like it goes out a little bit. It looks really lovely on. But this is synthetic, or at least partially synthetic. I believe I got this before I made the rule where I'm only aiming for a maximum of 25% synthetic fibers per garment, which I will be revising. I want to go for 100% natural, except for like workout clothes, possibly. More on that coming up, I'm sure. This is partly synthetic, but I don't feel like it does the thing where it smells. Like, this doesn't smell bad. I don't smell bad in it when I wear it. It's a very winter piece though, and it's never really been a staple in my wardrobe. I don't wear it again and again and again every week as soon as it's washed, you know? But I do think it's really pretty. I like the color. Next up we have this, which I've had for a few years as well. This is a really, really, really nice kind of acidic wash, which is not really a wash I go for in any kind of denim, jackets. And it hangs with my actual clothes and not with my jackets, which are not actual clothes apparently, because I tend to wear it more like a cardigan or like a second layer, like an overshirt. I do think it's really lovely. I do wonder if I should move it to have it be a jacket, but I just love the beadwork on it. I think this is so, so pretty. Next up, we have this denim vest with embroidery on it that I also got in Japan. Also recently ironed. I know. This I did use, or Alexa used, in the video where she styled me, but I haven't worn it for real yet. I haven't worn it outside of that video, so I still have it backwards in my wardrobe as an unworn item. It's really pretty. I do want to wear it, and this will have its moment in the sun, I am sure. Now, I haven't said for a while now, not since I'm pointing at it, the striped Ralph Lauren shirt. I haven't said that I've been surprised that I haven't worn anything yet, but this is kind of one of those pieces. This is a vest slash tank top slash sleeveless shirt kind of thing. I've had it for a few years. I have worn it with that peachy, salmony, orangey and white skirt. My most worn skirt, according to Wearing. And it's this multicolored little top, mostly blue of course, but it has other colors in the fabric. I really wore this a lot for a period of time a couple of summers ago. I feel like it was a lot, at least. But I just haven't worn it. I haven't reached for it. And I'm really wondering if I should put all my unworn pieces together and just make sure I grab some of them. For the next few days, as of me filming this, which is a couple days earlier than this video goes up, I am intending to focus on wearing pieces that have been in my wardrobe for a while, not prioritizing pieces like this one or this one that I've just gotten, but rather prioritizing this type of piece. And maybe this will make an appearance in the next week. But I'm also wondering, like I started saying, I'm also wondering if I should put all of my unworn pieces together. Like, this is a worn piece, but it's unworn for this year. This is a completely unworn piece. I haven't worn it ever, apart from trying it on. But I'm wondering if I should put them together and like actively, intentionally pull from those over the next little while to make sure that everything gets worn, which again is the goal, and I can still see the backwards hangers and the division in the drawers if I have or have not worn it. But I do want to wear this, and I haven't in such a long time, and I do think I have new ways. I definitely have new ways to style this than how I've worn it earlier. I do like this a lot. The more I talk about it, I'm like, I really want to wear this. Why haven't I worn this? And perhaps it will be styled in the next week. Okay, I'm getting a little bit embarrassed about how many unworn pieces, period, there are, like completely unworn pieces. Like, for example, this shirt or this shirt, but also a little bit embarrassed by how many of them are pieces I got in Japan this year and still haven't worn. But mostly, if not all of the Japan pieces I've mentioned so far that I haven't worn yet, is because I hadn't ironed them. This was also recently ironed. This is this very, to me at least, autumnal dress, probably because of the pumpkin, but it is also reversible, so it's just this base fabric on the inside, or like on the other side, which would then be the outside if you flip it. I do think of this as a very autumnal piece. It's not autumn yet, but I do look forward to styling this at least when autumn comes. Okay, we have 5 pieces remaining on this rack, and then I also have 2 jackets, which I'll just briefly touch on because I want to go to bed. It is like 11:15 now. Even so, here we have another skirt that I've yet to wear this year. I've had this for a few years. I've worn it in a few videos, or several videos. It's a wool skirt. I wore it a lot in the wintertime, but this also does not fit me anymore. And since this isn't pleated, I don't know a good way to let this out. And to be completely transparent, I have never let anything out in my life. I asked my husband to do that because he knows his way around a sewing machine and he isn't afraid to try, unlike me. This is gorgeous though. I really do like the colors of it. It's mostly turquoise with some lighter turquoise and some purple thrown in there. And I used to wear this with a purple top, a purple knit top, which looked really good. And it has these like splits on it. It's not a split as in like, hello, my leg is out. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like open, but there's more fabric. It's just kind of a big pleat, I suppose. I don't know the name for this. Maybe I'll put it on the screen if I figure it out. Maybe my husband knows. I don't know how to make this fit. I love it so much, but if it doesn't fit me, it doesn't get to stay beyond this year at least. Now, embarrassingly, 3 of the last 4 remaining pieces on here are vests. Do I wear vests as much as I say I do? Do I love them as much as I say I do? I don't know, because here's 3 of them that I haven't worn yet so far this year. First up, we have this one, which is a felted vest. It is black with this white pattern on it, these white flowers and these like white crosses or X's, I guess, around the collar and on the back and the sleeve holes, and then more flowers. It's really pretty, but I am, like I said earlier, maybe veering more towards color. I'd like to veer more towards color. This is very solidly black, and with it being like this type of fabric, it's so solidly black. There's no like reflection to it. It's just black with the white on it, of course. I do really like this, but I'm not wearing it, or haven't worn it so far this year. Okay, next up we embarrassingly have a vest that I, in my vest collection video, put on the screen that I was going to get rid of because it was too small. This should not be hanging here. This is going. It doesn't count towards the numbers. The numbers are now wrong. I'm just going to let the numbers be wrong. So then moving on to the last vest on here, we have this black one as well. I mean, I do have a color gradient. You'd be surprised. I would have been surprised if this wasn't a black item, since it's over in this corner. This is black velvet, and it has these sparkly, shiny beads on it. It's really nice. I've worn it once the entire time I've had it. That's not quite alright. It is alright, but I wish I wore it more. This is, however, more fancy to me, and I am someone who does wear a lot of things on the regular that people might think is a bit dressed up, that I don't feel is dressed up, but it's something about the sparkles on this, the shine to it, that makes me go, party, New Year's, that kind of thing. It's not New Year's for another 6 months, and I don't really go to parties, but I am invited to one in September. Maybe I'll wear this then. And then lastly, on the rack, we have this. This are my tailcoats that I got secondhand a couple years ago, and I've worn approximately twice since then. I love it a lot. It's really heavy. It's like thick, proper, sturdy fabric. I'm gonna hang it back up. This to me is also not really an everyday item, though I wish it was. But if I had that in a different color, if I had white tailcoats or pink tailcoats, theoretically I think I would wear them more often than I reach for that, or them, because it's black. But I don't have white tailcoats, I don't have pink tailcoats, I only have those. I'm happy I have them, but I don't really wear them, and I want to do something about that. We will see how and when, maybe to the same party that I might be wearing the sparkly vest. Now, like I said, it's like 11:30 now probably at night. I want to go to bed. Tomorrow I will add the last 2 items to this video, which are 2 coats. So don't be shocked that there's a costume change in 3, 2, 1. Costume change and location change complete. It is the following day. I'm going to show you my 2 unworn coats, and then I'm going to be wrapping up this video. So let me just get the first one. I think I have shown both these before, but I'll show them to you again. This is the first one. This is a really heavy, real leather, real fur coat from my mother-in-law that she got back in the 80s or something, maybe even earlier than that. She gave this to me a couple of years ago as like a hand-me-down, and I have never, ever, ever used it. It's in our coat closet. I have never worn it. I do think it could be really good for those like super cold, -20, -25 Celsius winter days, sure. But I do also have my wool coat, which I wear all the time, which being wool is also warm. But I also don't know what to do with this because it feels rude to pass it on and try to sell it. But it's also very much not me, so we will see what I do with this moving forward. If we have a really cold winter day coming up in a while, I hope. It's still the 4th of July currently. I do not yet want winter. Then I think this might have a use for that day. But again, it's not very me. I'm just holding on to it for not really sentimental value, more like, oh, it was a gift. I appreciate it. Thank you. And then I hold on to it. And after that arm workout, we have this trench coat. This is a long, light beige, kind of maybe a little bit grey, definitely cool toned trench coat that I got secondhand a couple of years ago. And I don't think I have ever worn it. I forgot to wear it, or like I missed out on wearing it last year during the Wear Everything Challenge of 2024. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I think it's nice. It's obviously very plain and simple and not very complicated, not very difficult to style, but I don't know how me it is. And it's very large and oversized, which I do like as a silhouette, as a concept, but I don't know if I like it on myself. My intention for this has a few times been to dye it or to embroider on it or something like that, which clearly has not happened. So we'll see what happens with this moving forward. I will wear it once this year, at least once. That is the goal, but we'll see what happens to it after that. So that is where I'm going to end this video and this 6-month update of what I've been wearing so far and how my Wear Everything challenge is going. Like I mentioned in the clips from yesterday early on in the video, I am okay. I am happy with the numbers that I have currently, that I have 39% unworn. I forget the math I did and I don't have my notebook in here, but whatever number I said yesterday will also be on the screen right now. And I feel okay with that. We still have half the year to go. And I'm glad that I have a mix of older and newer pieces still unworn in my wardrobe, not fully unworn. The newer ones are unworn completely, but older ones that I also haven't gotten to yet this year. I'm glad it's not just the old ones hanging in my wardrobe and not being used because they've been replaced with newer, shinier ones. I'm glad that there is a mix of them. I do have some pieces that I'm uncertain about if they will stay in my wardrobe. For example, the 2 coats I just showed you and a few other ones, including but not limited to a few skirts that just don't fit me anymore. We'll see what happens with those down the line, but for now, I just really want to thank you for watching this video, and I would love to hear in the comments down below how your Wear Everything this year is going, if you're doing one, what kind of percentage of your wardrobe you feel like you use. I had a comment last year, or if it was on my sort of introduction to this challenge at the beginning of the year, with like, if I only wear something once in a year, does it deserve to stay? Is it important enough, or is it a piece that I really care about? That wasn't quite how that was phrased, but basically, is wearing something once a year enough? And I have no good answer to that. That is not what this video is about, though I do have thoughts for 2026. So stay tuned for about 6 months from now when I share those thoughts, I guess. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!